Ah. Oh man, I just thought about something. Oh man, see, the enemy is all about confusion. God has not given us well, God is not the author of confusion, but of peace. If you're confused in your mind, that's the enemy, because he doesn't want you to know who you are. If you don't know who you are, then you're receiving lies and you can be manipulated. But when you know who you are, he can't get you off track. He can't get you to pursue the wrong thing or to push the wrong agenda. If you know who you are, you will be mindful of your identity, and you'll be able to have the confidence and the self-esteem that you need. But for people who don't have an identity or have struggled with their identity, they can be manipulated. They get into mental health issues. They'll have all kind of problems, and the enemy can only oppress in the mind. In the mind, you're believing the wrong thing about yourself, and when you do that, it will affect your confidence, because he'll keep on trying to give you lies to get you to move by what you feel, whereas feelings are always changing. Sometimes I wake up, I don't feel like practicing. I don't feel like doing certain things. I just want to feel like, I just feel like scrolling, flipping through, checking out different shorts, checking out different reels. But you can't do that. You can't move by feelings. You got to move by principle, and solid principles that are in your favor, because God desires for us to have an expected end, So in order for you to get to the end, you have to exercise the discipline. But the thing about it, you got to love the discipline, because the discipline is going to make you better. The reward comes from you applying the discipline over time, and it changes you. All right? So don't let the enemy keep you bound with feelings and foolish thoughts that aren't geared towards you being who you need to be. That's just what I thought about while I was shedding. Because, even me practicing and going over this, I have confidence to go live and struggle through stuff and share it with you because of my faith, and even it's not even about competence, like we're all human. So, and I talked about this yesterday, like the whole thing of competence, 4 levels of competence. We're all going through processes within the 4 levels of competence. So the more you do it, the stronger you get. And the thing about it, even if you're short in some areas and you're strong in others, but if you're strong because you put the time in, you can have confidence because you've done the reps. Like, nobody's perfect. But the thing about it, if you're serving a perfect God and you're trying to implement things with our imperfect selves, you're becoming authentically you. See, that's the thing. Like, I can be confident even though I don't know all things. Of course I don't know all things, because I'm not God. I just serve him. And I got assurance just because of my being rightly aligned, because of my faith. It's not about deed, because that's the thing people get twisted on. They feel like they got to do everything right. It's not like that. It's a relationship. So with my wife, because I love my wife, we've been married over 21 years, and I'm learning something more and more every day. It's things that she doesn't like about me, about things that I do, and there's certain things that she could improve on. But she's better than me. She's very disciplined and she's very smart. So I learned so much from her, But I am definitely aiming to be a better husband so that I can provide better, I can protect better, and I can feed her spiritually. And so that's something that I'm working on and I'm submitting to. So as God speaks to me, I can give the updates to my wife and family, because I'm the captain of my home, my ship. And so I got to steer it in the right direction. But with my style and my personality, my soul is definitely a part of my brand or way or uniqueness that God has created me with through my experiences and my passions and everything like that. So with all of that, God is able to use you the way, the particular style, the character that you have. And that's the thing that's so beautiful, is it's not a cookie cutter thing. So it's like a lot of these things you got to be responsible for yourself. Like nobody can see what you see or hear what you hear. And the music is such a great example, because I can get a song, I hear it, but y'all don't know what it is. Y'all, my musicians, they've never heard it. The world has never heard it. But in order for me to manifest that, I have to record it into Logic, outline all the parts, make a chart, then give it to the guys, let them play it. Then they're able to bring an idea to life because things are familiar, the style, the feel as I explain it and give them my perspective and instruction on how it should be. Then they're able to participate in an experience where we're shaping something that came from inside that wasn't a part of our realm yet. It was in my imagination. So the same way it works with faith, and it works with who you are, what you're hearing, and what you see. In order for you to bring that to pass, to manifest it, you have to seek Him, because you're gonna reach a plateau. Like if you're disconnected from Him, it's only so far you can go. And if you want to, accomplish certain things you got made up in your mind, He'll let you do it. You can do it, but you're gonna find that you'll come to the end. Once you get to the end of yourself, then that will be the beginning of a relationship and the journey with God, which is far more. It's like limitless with Him, because there's so much that He can do through us. But in order for us to get to that point to be used, for Him to use us, we need to transform ourselves through the process of submitting to discipline, submitting to being consistent, practicing, studying, and becoming better. And so when you go through that process, let Him work on you. It's like putting all the ingredients together for a dish, and then you put it in the oven. Like it's got to take some time to warm up, to cook, and everything to get mixed in. But you got to wait. And then once it's ready, you take it out, you sit it on the stove. You can't get into it just right away. It still needs to wait, so so it can be the right temperature for people to partake in it. Because sometimes you're just not ready yet. You still need to cook some. And people, of course, can get out there prematurely, or they're doing stuff and they don't really have God's backing. They're doing stuff because they want to do it. And, we go through that season, but everybody should just seek God. You should seek the Lord so that He can give you the totality and the missing pieces that you are running without. You're running and something's broken inside of you, or you're running and something is incomplete because you haven't connected with Him for Him to give you the total package. It's not to say everything that we pursue is evil. God created the earth. He created us to have dominion over the earth. So it's us. It's for us to subdue and be fruitful and multiply. But of course, there's so many things, distractions and things that aren't good, philosophies and activities and all kind of stuff, substances and all kind of stuff that we can get wrapped up in, and then we become a slave to these vices and all of these things. And that's not how He meant for things to be. But because we went down that rabbit hole, in terms of eating from that forbidden tree, Pandora's box open. So of course, good is going to be accessible just the same as bad is going to be accessible, And so you we have to get back to him through our relationship with Christ, through Christ, and let him transform us, renew our mind. And then once we have a renewed mind, then we can pursue, use our talents, our gifts, and whatever, to do things for the right motive, have the right circumstances. And it's not all clear and laid out because it's a faith thing at that point. Like beforehand, we might have relied on the enemy, or we might have relied on ourselves, or ourself and our own network and stuff like that. But if the whole thing is off and outside of God's will, sometimes you got to toss all of that, forget about all of it, and let him give you a whole fresh new approach. And that's the creative thing, because, there's no lack in him. So it's like when you're allowing him to give you what to do, how to do it, just like Noah in creating the ark. It had never rained before, but because he was found righteous, God chose him to speak to and told him to build this ark, told him all these specific things. And it said at the end that when he built everything, it said that, and he did everything that the Lord God had instructed him to do. And so that's how we got to be, because our provision is going to come from us being obedient to what he told us to do. So don't be insecure and you're looking at others, even Christians or other people, leaders or whatever, and you think you got to do it like that. Sometimes, or probably most times, is for you to trust God and you hear from him and you bring it out. Not saying that you don't have counsel. Definitely need counsel. But people plant seeds, people water seeds, but it's God that gives the increase. So you're going to get some nuggets from me, you'll get some nuggets from somebody else. But then when it's all at the end of the day, like they say, at the end of the day, you got to make sense of that and hear what God is speaking to you that lines up with his word. And then you got to create it. And it could be something that you don't see, but that's okay. Because if you trust him and you lock into his voice and his leading, you can actually create something that is not out there. And then it totally be you. You totally be in your lane and you're operating and functioning in your place, and nobody can mess with you. Nobody can touch you because like you're authentically who you were called to be. So that's it for today. I'm feeling good. I used to really go in the zone and practice for hours, but you gotta learn how to balance things. Because I would go in, y'all, and practice like 3-4 hours. When I was in school, I would go to the band hall about the music building about 10 at night, and I would practice till like 2 in the morning. Then I walk home and, go to sleep, then wake up, in the mornings. I try to put my classes like at 9 and 10 so I could sleep in because I'd stayed up late. And during the day, the morning, I would be praying and reading and studying, and go to school, practice in between time whenever I had time. Then I would catch the bus to go back across town and to go to my apartment, chill out a little bit. Then I'd do some studying, eat, and research stuff. I didn't watch a lot of TV because I was always writing music. That was my routine too. I would spend time writing. And that's the thing, all of this stuff kind of came back as I went to Southern a few weeks back. And it just took me back to that zone that I was in. And that's the thing too. Once you train your mind and like your habits of practicing and studying and all of that, you'll tap into a zone, like a frequency, or like this zone. That's it. Where it's like you just want to get back to shedding. You want to get back to learning. And at that point, that's when you start, you get on that mastery level. That's when you be like, oh, he's on something else. He's tapped in. and it's evident he's not in tune, to the same channel and that everybody else is on. He's on something else. But you get that from that intimate time that you spend, um, by yourself and like digging in and learning and practicing, because it's a discipline. We see a lot of great people in terms of their ability and skill on their instrument or whatever, or in business or whatever it is that you admire. You see that, but you like that because they've taken that time to discipline themselves, be consistent with it, and they've allowed the process to transform them into somebody who can be used and very influential to a bunch of people. So anyway, that's it for today. I hope this was helpful for you. If it was, let me know, leave me a comment. And if you so choose to support the channel, you can with a super chat, which is here on the platform of YouTube, or you can go to info.quamonfowler.com, and there's a place where you can support with a tip through there. And if you so choose to become a mentee of mine, you want to sign up to be a part of the Sound Musician Mentorship Program, you can go to shed.quamonfowler.com. We are hooking up today on Zoom. And if you want to be a part of the private community, the free community on Telegram, you can do that. I'll post things in there from time to time. But of course, you get on Zoom with me and we talk and go over things, a part of the paid subscription. But that's it for now. And well, you are a blessing to my family. That's my brother. We go to church together. So he's checking out the stream. All right, y'all. I'm out. God bless everybody, and we'll see you.